kids. Welcome back. Another issue of Beer to You. Jim, how you doing? Let's get started. So today another one from Firestone, the Firestone Walker Brewing Company. Today is the Union Jack IPA. Cool. So another IPA. I don't know, been on an IPA kick. Sue me. So what is this one? They have a cool logo on the bottle. Beer before glory. Sometimes. I feel like I've gotten drunk on beer and done some glorious things in my past. Pretty simple. Some lions fighting bears. So if you're into that sort of thing, that seems pretty neat. Other than that, pretty simple. So what is it? It is a hoppy and aggressively hopped, as they say on their literature, West Coast style IPA. So what does that mean? Magnum and Cascade in the boil, and then just a whole pile of other goodness after that. All of the usual suspects: Cascade, Simcoe, Citra, the whole team. So 7.0% on the ABV and 60 IBUs. So what does that tell you? Once again, the bitterness doesn't necessarily, the IBUs, it's arbitrary, is really my point. But they do say that there is a sweet malt backbone. So the choice of malt, usually with IPAs, a lot of people kind of ignore that, but that's a major component part of beer, is how it's made. So anyway, more than enough of me yammering. Let's get this guy in a glass, see what we're talking about. Alrighty then. So what do we have here? Pretty much a nice amber colored beer, so no surprises there. About one finger of white head with some fairly good tight bubbles on it. So pretty straightforward, pretty standard on the look. Nothing crazy. Let's swirl her up here. Foam on nose. So what do I get on the nose? A little bit of hop funk, like a bitter kind of hop smell. And then some malt. Definitely more on the bitter side, not picking up a lot of citrus. I know they have some citrus hops and they talk in their tasting notes about tangerine and grapefruit, but I'm really just getting kind of real piney bitter is really what I'm getting on the nose. And then a pretty sweet malt behind it, so kind of interested. So let's see what we have going forward here. Let's take a taste. Cheers. Yeah. So that's good and bitter. Like a couple of the other West Coast IPAs, a lot of good bittering notes there. Just maybe the slightest. I'm not getting a lot of citrus. I'm getting pine and piney bitterness, and then just right into kind of a smooth malty finish. But not getting a lot of that citrus. Pretty straightforward, just a really good bitter IPA. It's called Union Jack because I guess one of the founders of the brewery is a British expat, and IPA was a very, very British beer style. You can talk about the history of that some other time. But so, what do I think? It is it's good. It is a bitter West Coast IPA. So I don't get, maybe my palate's blown out, I'll have to try another one. As it warms up in the glass, so I'm not getting a ton of citrus flavors. I'm getting just a powerful bitterness punch, which you get with Magnum and as the main bittering hop. But some good flavor. It's not disappointing. The malt finish is actually kind of the most interesting part about this beer, in my opinion. It's definitely sweeter. It's not sweet like sugar. It's just a different taste. It's not quite as bready. It's a little more on the sweet side. And I know that you can read on their website. I'll link that down below in the description. They have a fairly robust malt bill, so a lot of different grains going into this beer. That's kind of where I find the interesting part of it, is really that. Like almost like a honey kind of flavor to it, and then with that bitter punch from Magnum. So nice beer. Nothing too crazy. Certainly very well made. Always wanted to distinguish. Another beer reviewer once said this, and I totally agree. always want to distinguish between a beer that I don't like versus a beer that I think is not well made. I like this beer, and it's well made. Is it my favorite? No, it's not my favorite IPA ever, but it's a very well crafted beer, and I think this will be some people's cup of tea. It's a little different. It's got a little different flavor, and good Lord, there's so many IPAs out there nowadays. So let's get your rating. On the old completely arbitrary, means nothing to anyone, arbitrary radometer, I'm going to give this beer a 7 out of 10. There I said it. So comes in 12-ounce 6-pack bottles. Should be fairly easy-ish to find, at least on the West Coast. I don't know how easy it's going to be to find on the East Coast, but check it out if you see it. It's good. Firestone Walker Union Jack IPA, not a bad beer at all. So I think we've knocked another one out, kids. So we'll link below to all the things. Please, down below there, downstairs, you'll see the subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that if you want to see more beer videos and have them in your feed. Remember to hit the bell to get notifications. Also, if you'd smash that like button, we'd really appreciate it. Lets us know that you like what we're doing here. And definitely downstairs in the comment section, anything you want to say, let's always encourage a lively discussion there. Other than that, I think we're done. So as always, beer nerds of the world unite. Keep looking out for the good stuff. Cheers.